Okay guys, PC Caramon here. Uh, Linux Lite, okay, Linux Lite. Basically trying to run it here in the VirtualBox, okay, and Windows 8, but Windows 8 64-bit, okay. So we're just waiting on it firing up here. I have already petitioned the hard drive space on the virtual manager, virtual VM, VirtualBox manager. I have given it 16 gigabytes of hard drive space, and I've also given it some memory, just over 1 gig. I think I give it. We're just waiting on it going through the process here of installing the 32-bit. Okay, so it's doing something here. You can see the icon loading here on the screen. Okay, now when you boot from the CD, I will post 2 videos prior to this one on YouTube. When you boot from the CD, you will be given the option, the first option, to run it live from the CD or to install it. This is the installation process. Use your arrow keys on your keyboard, scroll down to install, click install. If you want to install it and run it side by side with Windows 8 or Windows 7 Vista, I think XP's run out. If you want to basically put it on a computer and wipe a hard drive, you also can do that. The first thing you want to do is you have a welcome screen here. Okay, it's pretty simple, and click continue. I am trying to install the 32-bit ISO, and the reason I say I'm trying to install it is because sometimes Linux or some distros will let you down. Sometimes when you're installing them, you can run into problems if your hard drive's not partitioned right, and etc. But if you're installing it on its own, you should have no problem. By the way, friends, please support me on Twitter. We have over 600 and something followers. I'm trying to get it up to 20,000. I've not been greedy, but I want to get the word out. If you're worried about a security flaw, or your Yahoo's being hacked and you're wondering what's going on, don't worry about it. Just go to Twitter, PC Caramon, read the posts that I have up, and you'll be able to read the full details. I do look out for different security alerts and different things that I think's vulnerable to the tech community, the geek community, or even those that are only starting. So please support me. I'd also like a bit more support on YouTube. Without you, friends, basically nobody. Okay, so I do need the community to support me if possible. So if you have a couple of minutes, pop over to Justin TV PC Caramon on YouTube. Have a look at the videos we've done in the past. You will notice that the quality has changed over the years and starting to get that bit better. And I have checked the inbox, and I thank all those that have wrote. The guy wrote to me to ask me, tell me if Von TV was going whenever Blog TV shut down, and I wrote back, thank you. Also, Blue Ridge Marine. Hello, Blue. This is Jordy. PC Caramon here. I hope you like your new channel on Von TV. If you're in here, mate, you'll see me here, and also on Justin TV as PC Caramon. Pop over and say hi. Okay, so what you have here, friends, is preparing to install. For the best results, please ensure that this computer has at least 5.2 gigabytes available drive space. Basically, enough space in your hard drive to install it. If your hard drive's full, then basically you don't want to try and install it because it'll not work properly for you. Also, it's good to have it connected to the internet. If you have third party, the like of MP3 plugins, you can click this button. Otherwise, don't worry about it, click continue. It says ease the disk and install Linux. This will delete any files on the disk. Your computer currently this computer currently has no detected operating system. What would you like to do? Nah. I'm putting this on the VirtualBox, so it should be okay to click continue. And it will come up here, the VirtualBox. Okay. So if you go back again and you want to format your hard drive and put this on your computer on its own, and you've got XP on it, you know what XP is no longer valuable, you want to basically wipe your hard drive and you want to say, okay, let me have a good free operating system. Linux, friends, in my opinion, is more secure than Windows. Yes, you can pick up viruses, but not as often. Yes, you can pick up spyware, but not as often. And yes, use ClamTK as an antivirus program on it. And yes, be wise and still use a firewall, even though you've got a hardware firewall SP1 built into your router. It does give you a little bit of protection. Especially if you happen to get something installed on your computer that does transmit back to some other bad person or whatever. By having another firewall, you can actually block that from transmitting out. Okay, just in case you do get caught out. Click continue. I am using the VirtualBox that's come up here. If you're using the normal hard drive, you will see it. And click install. Okay, so it's now going through the process of installing. What should happen in a minute or two, it should ask me for a name and a root password. It's very important on Linux that you do have a good password, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, so now it'll come up here and say, where are you? Okay, what country are you in? If you have it connected to the internet, it should automatically pick it up. If not, you can type it in here or click on the map. Continue. Now this distro will only run if I decide to run the VirtualBox, okay, because I am installing it in the VirtualBox, okay. If you install it side by side with Windows 7, Windows 8 or Windows Vista, well then, when your computer boots up, you'll see Linux or Windows. You can basically use your arrow keys on your keyboard for handiness, and okay, let's have Linux today, okay, let's have Windows or whatever. Here you get a keyboard layout, okay. It has, I'm happy enough with this particular one here. You can change it by clicking, okay, if you're different languages and settings. Continue. You can also click the tagged keyboard layout and it'll do it for you. Or you can test it by typing in a few small characters. Linux has improved, friends, well over the years. Some new distros are a bit buggy when you first use them. I've experienced that myself when I've tested, I would say, possibly 50 different types of Linux or more this last couple of years. So I'm putting them through their paces. This one I have put through its paces, but I want to install it in this operating system here on this particular computer. Okay, it says here require my password to log in. Okay, it is. Login automatically suits me here. I can encrypt my home folder if I wish by clicking that button and typing in a phrase. It says pick a username, so I just leave it as Linux Lite. I have it set to automatically log in, and I'll type in a root password. It's very important, friends, that you do put a secure password in. Well, you'll notice it says strong password. That's a good indication that the password is sort of decent enough. Okay, if I really was storing my gold in this computer, then I would put a real 20 characters in or more. But you know, there's no credit cards going on this computer. So if you're trying me, you're getting nothing. Okay, so that's the whole idea. Just okay, passwords are matched, and it'll give you a small arrow key and click continue. Okay, so it's now copying the files. It's now copying the files. You notice that I'm testing Komodo out. Okay, Komodo Internet Security Pro 7, I believe it is. I do test different security products out. You know, I could have this one on for 2 weeks, and possibly have a wasp on for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I would test with Defender out and etc. And see what way it works. By testing them out, then you get the feeling of the program. You know, Node 32. I've tested it out. Though Node 32 is a good security program, I'm just not personally happy with it. Okay, because I have run super anti-spyware, and I have picked up things that Node 32 hasn't picked up. So yes, no program will pick up everything. Now it says here, welcome to Ubuntu 12.04 LTS. and you'll get a small, you'll get some information, basically documentation here, and it'll basically give you an idea what it does and what it installs. Ubuntu Software Center has thousands of new applications ready for your computer. Just type what you want or explore through the various categories like games, science and education. Included software, as you see, Shotwell Photo Manager, GIMP Imager and PATAVI Video Editor. You do have OpenShot Video Editor, which will show you when I get this installed. Friends, by me doing this here, I'm not cutting any corners. You're basically seeing how step by step how to install it in your computer. You know, I could cut a lot of this out and make a video shorter, but then I believe you're going to lose the important information. An example, if you decide to install it and come across something like this and you don't know what to do, well then this video is going to help you. And that's the reason I don't cut anything out. It does include software like a rhythm music player and Ubuntu One Music Store, and there is documentation on it. Depending on how quick your processor is, basically if you're using a new computer it's going to install faster. If you have plenty of room in your hard drive and a bit of spare memory, or RAM they call it. It comes with supports Twitter, Facebook, so if you use Facebook you can use it. And I like these Linux distros. Now not all Linux distros I do like, but some I'm pretty happy with. It also comes with a Firefox web browser, and it does support Flash and it does support Google Chrome. Now when you're going to install it, I will show you exactly how to get your updates. It does update to the kernel, this particular one. Every Linux distro is different. It includes LibreOffice Writer, LibreOffice Calculator and LibreOffice Impression. And there is other programs, friends, that you can install through the software manager. You can put extra programs on. They basically install what they think you need to make. That's why it's called the lighter version. You can customize your appearance, language support, and accessive technologies, which is basically for if you can't see too well or you want speech, you can use things like that. You can also make your characters bigger if you're having problems seeing on the computer. If you get a chance, friends, support us at www.pccaremon.webs.com. I am, or should I say, I have to work on the front page to make a front page a bit better. I tried to put a couple of chat rooms in by HTML code, but unfortunately the server's not supporting it on webs. I have wrote them. Basically they've told me exactly what I've done. So I will be changing that there and putting some important like programs that I think people could use for to speed up their computer. So it is free to join, and you do have to activate your email. Basically it's spam protection, but you can't post comments to the chat room, and they will be viewed by the moderators, Taxonagate, myself and Steve and etc. And obviously if you write in you're a blah 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 blah, well then obviously it won't be allowed to be posted. Okay, so keep it clean, guys, and obviously feel free to anticipate. It'll not cost you a penny. Also, if someone does have to write in, friends, and has a problem, you think you know the answer, of course feel free to write in the answer for them. It is appreciated. Some people intend to sometimes get a bit jealous when you're doing this sort of game. I wonder what does PC Caremon know? I'm on it longer than him. I know this and I know it. PC Caremon does not know it all. Yes, I've been at computers in '85. I've used servers. I've had my own game server. I've used Linux, Mac, Windows XP, 95, 98, first edition, second edition, Windows XP upgrade, Windows 2000, Windows Millennium, first computer had 2.5 gigabyte hard drive, 64 megabytes of memory, Commodore 64. Yes, like yourselves, I've had the feel of technology. And I do use an iPad, a MacBook, and I have an Apple iPhone and the Android mobile. Okay, on the got a smartwatch given to me from the contractor of the mobile for using it for Twitter messages, what they call a smartwatch. So I like gadgets and I just love technology. Okay, so if I can help you, I'll help you. So if you can help me, that's even better. That would be appreciated. It's not a competition, what we know. It's all about helping people with their computers when it's possible and trying to come up with some sort of solution that's going to help them. And obviously, the most important thing is to save money. This economy is very tight. We haven't got money to waste by running to computer shops. And that's not to take any business away from anybody, but that's basically common sense, okay? Because you can pay up to £50 to get your computer wiped in certain stores in Northern Ireland. And believe it or not, if you learn, you can do it yourself for nothing. So that's what it's all about. You will not see advertisements of mine for to make money. Obviously, I have a donation button on the website. If you feel that we're helping you and you want to show some sort of appreciation, you can feel free to click on it if you wish. Doesn't matter what's 50 cents, everything's appreciated. Okay, so we're still copying the files. If you're getting a bit bored with it, go and have a cup of coffee, come back in about 5 or 10 minutes, or just flick through the video yourselves. In fact, I will pause it. I will pause it here if I can for you, and come back when it's installed. Okay, friends, the installation is just completed. Okay. It will configure your hardware and etc. when it's going through the process of installing. Just click restart. Okay. Normally your CD, if you're using a CD or DVD, will pop out of the CD-ROM tray. Okay, so when it does, just remove the disc and hit enter on your keyboard or return on any key on your keyboard, and it should restart it. So okay, so we're waiting on it restarting here, and I have clicked restart now. Okay, so we'll take a second or two to restart, and it should boot up into Linux. And the first thing we want to do is basically update it. Okay, so let it restart there. In the VirtualBox it'll be slightly slower, but if you run it off a disk on your computer or installing it on your computer, it'll actually be faster when it boots up. So it should actually start up now in a second. The system is going down for a reboot now. Welcome to Linux Lite. Okay. And just wait to see what happens. Please remove the installation CD and press enter. We'll press enter, and it should start to come back up again. Okay, so just give it a second or two to start up. You will notice here, you will see a logo, a Linux logo here. You'll see a small black line going across here on the screen. That's basically the operating system booting up. And it says at the top there, Linux Lite is running in the article VM VirtualBox. Anybody that doesn't know what the VirtualBox is, I will do a video on it in the near future. It's basically, you can use that to test out different systems if you wish, if you're doing a podcaster, even to play games and test them out, and stuff like that. Okay, so let me pause the video till it boots up here. The next thing you'll see here, it'll ask you for a username. Okay, so the username that you made up at the start, I think that's it, and the password. And if you've got that right, then it actually should load up the desktop for you. Okay, so Try and remember your password, write it down somewhere safe, because if you don't type in the proper password you won't get it. Now what it says here, Linux Lite is simple, fast and free. Okay, you notice at the bottom left hand corner I've got a menu key. You want to click the menu key and you want to go to install updates. That's the first thing you want to do. You will see the X or the LX terminal come up here, okay, and this is how it's updated. It'll ask you for the password, which is your root password, and hit enter. This is now starting to update the Linux in the LX terminal, and it's going through downloading all the packages and should be installing them. Okay, why it's doing that there, to save time, basically if you go to menu here, go to accessories, this is all your accessories, and you do have a screenshot program here for taking screenshots. You do have a task manager, a terminal, unzip compress files, help and support, and an app finder. You do have some games installed, and you can go to Steam driver information page where you want to play games. Comes with GIMP image editor and the image viewer. The internet, it does come with Firefox already pre-installed. XChat IRC if you are on Bond TV, a network manager, and mobile voice chat and Thunderbird mail. Under multimedia, it does have a CD DVD burner, audio mixer, and plus audio volume control, and it does come with VLC player. You do have some office programs, spreadsheet presenter, and PDF viewer and document. Under system here you can install additional software, okay friends, and you also can install and remove software, okay, if you want to install new software. It does bring up the Sontag package manager. You do have an NTFS configuration tool for your and you also have partition drives, printer, resources, and etc. If you go here friends and you want to install, it does give you a few access here. If you want to install remote desktop, you can click this one. Weather monitor. Now, if you want to install Wine, which is handy if you want to run a Windows program, it creates a temporary folder and you can run it inside Wine. Okay. It also, you want to install this one here after you update your computer and restart. It will install the codexes, which will show you want to do this. Okay, let's go back to this one here. It's asking for permission, and I want to see why. I'm meant to put in Y for yes and hit enter. Do you want to continue? And I did type in Y for yes. Okay, so it's extracting templates and continuing through the updates. Okay, to go back to what we were talking about here, I will be installing the restricted access, which will be the code access for playing videos and stuff. If you're into video editing, OpenShot, I think it installs OpenShot video editing software. You click that, type in your root password and install it through the LX terminal for you. You also can install a VirtualBox if you're using this run the side by side in Windows. You can install a VirtualBox for this, where you can run another system in it if you wish, another Linux or Windows. Turn off your computer, click here, lock your screen, and if you right click on the desktop when it's finished, you'll actually be able to select your programs too. You can see here for handiness by right clicking. You also can change your desktop background. This would be the desktop settings. If I was to click this one here, while it's updating, it might open this up and let me show you exactly what it's doing here. So this is background, okay. You can change the backgrounds here. Okay, as you can see, you've got different backgrounds. Brightness you can adjust, menus and icons. Also, if you go here to menu and go to system, or sorry, go to settings, should I say, you will see quite a number of settings in here. Now, if you have an external hard drive or PSI graphics card, should I say, install drivers, click here and always install the recommended ones. Screensaver, you want to adjust. Otherwise your operating system will keep turning itself off and on at a certain time. So I would normally change a few settings here, okay. And you also can set it for screensavers to come on and off. Okay, so it's set for blank. I normally set it for random. Go to advanced here. I grab a desktop image, fade to blank. I normally untick this. This is just my choice, okay, and I close it. Okay, so it's updating basically. When you update it, restart your computer. Go to menu, do your drivers, okay, and also you can install the extra software, the like of the code access. Okay, click Y for yes. Y for yes. Let's try again. Okay, so it's now updating the configuration file, release, okay. And it'll basically install it and reboot. On the right you do have your clock, okay. You also have your sound here. For setting your sound, right click, you can set your hardware for it, and you do two desktops. If I click this desktop, you'll notice nothing. If I click this one, it'll bring it back again. Okay, so this is Linux Lite, friends. Let that go ahead and install, and let me see if I can lower this and lower this one. And I want to bring up the browser to show you where to get the operating system. Now, it's a light version of Linux, basically, and it works. And you can play games on it. You can also go to your Soundtrack Package Manager, where it says install and add software, or remove it, and you can install extra software for it. It does come with help and support. Okay, so you can get help and support for it. Let's bring this back up. And it's just basically updating the system. So while it's updating, let me pause the video a second. No, I'll not bother pausing it. Okay, so let me open up a browser here and lower this. Right, so you're looking for Linux Lite, okay. LITE. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe they have a 64-bit version, but they do have a 32-bit version. www.linuxlite.com. Here you will see demonstration, okay. So what I was saying to you is you want to install restricted access. After you install update your system, restart, okay, and you want to basically get your drivers for your graphics card and all. This will give you some documentation on here. Obviously you want to go to downloads here, or you can take the tour basically, okay. Now total Linux Lite downloads now exist of 80,000. That's many people's downloading it. This version was brought out on the 2nd of February 2013, 32-bit, and it'll give you the size 720 megabytes. If you want a BitTorrent user, use this one, or if you want to do a direct download, use that one. You will also get some documentation here on it. I don't see the 64-bit port yet. Okay, these are older versions. Obviously you can use an older one, but this one is stable even though it's only out in the 2nd of February 2013. Okay, so that's Linux Lite. Recommend this Linux, okay. As I say, this is basically what you get. It's an operating system. It's pretty simple to use. Click on your browser, put your plugins as normal, and your desktop you can change. You can also move the menu bar to the top if you wish, okay. And that's a video of it that they have supplied. Watch the video. If you're happy with it, you like what it does, then you can click download. And that's your download button. Donation button if you would like to support them. If you can't, friends, please do. And if you do get it and you go to the farmer, if they ask you, well, how do you know about it? Just say PC Careman. Mentioned it to you as I showed you the video. Okay, let me close the browser. I do have an update for this browser, I believe. I don't think I've got an update for this particular computer because I haven't used this one Well, it is up to date 2.01, okay. And close. And let's go back to the update manager here, okay. So it's basically now processing different packages, okay. So every time you want to update your system, just basically go to here, menu, and install updates. At least once a week, friends, check for it. You also can set it to install automatically. Now I'll not do that, okay, because I've run it in the VirtualBox from time to time. If I was running it permanently, obviously I'd have it set. Easier settings, okay. I have done previous videos on how to use a terminal, so please check out the videos. And everything's pretty straightforward, friends. You can't go wrong with it. You notice something similar like 7, where you've got your start menu and all. Okay, task manager, something similar to Windows 7, bring it up. Pretty simple to use. Give you a few details about your computer and stuff like that. And also let you stop a certain process if it's not recognized, okay. That's your task manager. Gives you your processes running, your CPU, your memory, and your swapping, etc. And you do have preferences here. This is the processor ID, okay. You want to take that one because if you go to net start on the terminal and you check your connections, then you can go back to the process ID and kill the task if you believe someone's got into your system or you've got it secured. Okay, friends, so that's going through the process. Then I'll restart it and then I'll go through the necessary processes for drivers and stuff. Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this was useful to you, and please give us your feedback.